Historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first-time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.
Peace! Today is Wednesday, November 20th, making today's math.
Wisdom cipher, all being born of wisdom.
That's right. Wisdom is your wise words and your ways and actions. Cipher is a 360-degree circle containing 120 degrees of knowledge, 120 degrees of wisdom, and 120 degrees of understanding. Peace. Yanadameen Godcast and Lord Jamar.
I'm Digga.
Godfrey is on the road.
Yep.
He will be back next week. Peace to Godfrey.
Peace to Godfrey.
Digga.
I got a sty on my eye. So I'm
got a sty on her eye.
Wearing my glasses.
Mm-hmm. I was wearing glasses when we first started.
Yeah, man. What happened, man?
You know, I'm just saying I had to. Should I keep them on for a minute? I'll keep them on.
Yeah, okay, yeah. We're supposed to be a team.
Right. So.
Come on, man. We're supposed to be brothers.
Because you have a sty and you're not channeling the boss. Is that it?
I'm not channeling the boss. Although, shouts out to the boss, though.
You look a little bossish right now.
She was hard as fuck.
The boss was hard as fuck. We was on a tour with the boss back in the day. She came on tour with us.
Yeah, and she's beautiful, actually.
Yeah, but she was just so serious. But like, she just used to smoke cigarettes all the time and just kind of like,
that was her,
you know. And it was just like, all right, boss, you like, yeah. She wasn't too social at that time.
Okay.
Fast forward years later.
That was probably her shtick then.
Well, she said that's how she was at the time because I seen her a few years back.
I could dig it.
At this thing, and her whole energy was just totally different.
Yeah,
it was
she
just
grew up.
Yeah, she seemed like a real woman now. She was more comfortable in her own skin, and it wasn't all of that, you know. Like, I don't think he smoked cigarettes no more.
I was a tomboy when I first started out. I can totally relate.
But not like that though. You was
no, not like that. But I mean, like when at that time when females were like trying to be serious rappers, like we, for the most part, had to be one of the guys. So some of us may have embodied it more than others, but like the goal was to appease the men. It wasn't about making chick anthems and all of that shit. It was really about like trying to rock with the fellas. So a lot of us on screen, off screen, were behind the scenes with the cigarettes and the blunts and the
Carhartt jackets.
Yep. That was my maternity performance outfit, a one-piece Carhartt dicky jumpsuit or something. So yeah, I mean,
hang on front. I never really liked the tomboyish girl anything.
I hear you, but see, we wasn't caring about
appeal
y'all
to
liking us. We was
me.
trying to like rap better than y'all, so we didn't care if y'all liked us or not.
I didn't really care
I
about
just-
that either.
You know.
Like
Good, we didn't care about each other. We could
like-
smoke blunts
like-
and not have to worry about none of that.
Yeah.
And none of that fraternizing bullshit.
I was looking for the pretty girls with high heels.
Yeah.
And
And when the
and if they
gunshots
could
ring
rap
out, the
and
bitches
it's like,
is
yeah,
falling
whatever. Like, let's just.
And
you
them the
know,
bitches
let's
that's
just fuck.
when the gunshots rang off, but we was the bitches that probably fucking had your back. Yeah.
Well, you got to keep at least one of those.
Yeah.
You got to keep one of those girls that, like, if you got a problem with a girl, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
She's the one you call. Like, oh, word, hang on, I'll be right back.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna go get Darlene. That's what one of my girls was.
and
Darlene.
if you was a real live bitch, you had a problem with niggas. Like, hold up, I got somebody for you.
Right.
Hey.
So I think we should talk about first, because it's very important, especially what we do here, is this Byron Allen case against Comcast.
Yeah.
Are you aware of this?
Not in its totality. I know the meat and potatoes of it. I don't know all the trimming stuff.
Basically, Byron Allen has like a $20 billion lawsuit against Comcast,
Mm-hmm.
you know, showing racial discrimination.
Yeah.
You know, he has a big media company that carries, you know, many different shows, and Comcast basically refuses to carry any of his
Let him launch a
shows,
network.
anything from his company,
Mhm.
you know. And I believe Byron Allen believes it's partially based on the fact that he's black.
Right. And it's interesting. I saw a quote. I saw somewhere where he said he heard that he heard a white executive make a comment, something along the lines of we don't need another. The name of the guy that started BET. Bob Johnson or something.
Wow.
Yeah, he made a comment like we don't need another one of those.
Right, one is enough, right?
Jeez.
So,
Well, basically, you know why this is so important, because this goes to an 1866 Civil Rights Act. It was a post Civil War act that was implemented to try to give some sort of level playing ground where you couldn't discriminate, you know, in business contracts based on race.
mhm.
And that seems to be what's going on here, you know, a discrimination against this black man for having this company. And like you said, they don't want another Bob Johnson. So this has gone to the Supreme Court, and they're hearing this right now, you know. And it's funny that this is going on the same day that they're having these inquiry, you know, Trump inquiry, whatever the fuck they're trying to do, the impeachment shit, you know, when something like this is actually would affect us more directly. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Now,
Now, forgive my ignorance, because like I said, I know the meat and potatoes. I don't know the trimmings. I guess he would know better than me why he feels like it's a racial situation. But could it just be, you know, something with him per se? Like what's the difference? And I'm saying my ignorance because I'm like, what's the difference between like what he's trying to do and say like what Tyler is doing? Like Tyler has no problem getting.
You mind? Can I interject, please?
Sure.
Yeah, the airwaves is like a holy grail in terms of like dissemination of information.
Right.
Particularly Michael Powell, the son of Colin Powell, when he was chairman of the FCC, they put the deregulation clause into place that allow corporations to own as many subsidiaries as they want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Viacom bought BET which also owns CBS, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
This is about them countermanding a potential signal of independent information, particularly controlled by a black person. It's a lot more at stake. And there's a larger discussion there, even dovetailing into the Cosby thing, if you really want to go there. So that's my take.
Because I know there were rumors of Bill Cosby attempting to
No, he absolutely did.
buy shares into NBC or
and the bullshit started when that.
And then everything.
Yeah.
So I
Like Byron Allen is super successful as like an entrepreneur in this space, like
Right.
you know what I mean? He got his own fucking, you know what I mean, company that does big shit, like shows that you know, I'm sure. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know all the joints that he produces, but he's a serious player in the game. And for them to like not acknowledge him and not carry any of his shows, you see what I'm saying? Is like, yeah, that's some bullshit. Like, that's some bullshit.
So is it a situation where he can create his own space, or is that what he's trying to do and he's being blocked? Like he
has his own space.
I guess this is
and
where
he's
my
being blocked.
this is where my ignorance is. Like,
because at some point, you have your own space, but it's still you still got to go to these motherfuckers for something. Like, all right, I might have created my own studio and all of that, but now I still need to go to these people to disseminate.
Absolutely.
Like, so now, you have, let's say, Tyler Perry, for instance. He built all that shit down there. What if the white people refuse to fucking distribute any film that's made from Tyler Perry's studio? What's that gonna do to his studio? It's gonna kill it. You know what I mean? Like, and they have the power to do that. So it's like, that's the type of shit, but that's some racial shit right there.
And that's what he's
doing. And
dealing
so
with.
that's kind of what he's saying that is going on. And it's to the point where the Supreme Court is hearing it and they're like, well, we see something here. But again, I think this is going to go on till like June. So, we need to keep our eye on this.
Well, prayers up for him. Hopefully,
as a collective, we need to keep an eye on it.
Hopefully everything works out. Because I read on a Griot about how, this could potentially harm future lawsuits that black people pose to companies against discrimination.
Exactly. And that's why this is important too, because if he gets shut down, then the likelihood of somebody, little old, you or I trying to sue somebody for racial discrimination will be damn near null and void. Like,
quick question. I mean, from you guys' knowledge base.
Think so?
This guy is a fucking multi-millionaire. You understand what I'm saying?
No, right. But I mean, if little old me is getting, if little old me could prove I'm getting discriminated against, and
how would you?
I guess I wouldn't be able to prove it. Like if he can't prove
it,
if he can't prove he's discriminated, how could I prove it?
Question: has Tyler Perry met similar resistance, and if not, why?
He just got his own streaming platform.
Yeah,
so that's why I'm asking, like, what,
I mean, it seems like Tyler Perry.
But it's under BET, it's under Viacom, so I guess.
What I'm saying is somewhere in the rising for Tyler Perry's acquisitions of the things he's done and the rules he's skirted to become the powerhouse he is. Are there any examples of him running into similar resistance? For, you know what I'm saying?
Not that we've seen.
That's what and why?
Not that.
Why not?
We don't know. The assumption is because he's probably part of a machine.
We don't know.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we could speculate. I mean, there's definitely a prototype that goes with, or a stereotype, if you will, that goes with a lot of Tyler Perry films that I think white people are comfortable with. Seeing us portrayed in a certain light. But I'm a big supporter of Tyler Perry. So I never want to knock this man. At the end of the day, he provides jobs to thousands of black people.
Bare skin, light skin
production. So, I really don't have any issue with Tyler, but I could see where white folks would be comfortable with Tyler Productions as opposed to like the Yanadameen channel. It's what it is.
Well, moving on. I want to say rest in peace to Bad Azz from the Dog Pound.
Yep.
Hang on. What was this brother's government name? Do we have his government name?
I never know
Bad
rappers'
Azz from-
names.
From the Dog Pound?
I've known him for decades as Bad Azz. I have no idea what his name is.
Jamar Antonio Stamps. That's his name. Jamar Antonio Stamps.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Bad Azz. I've met him a couple times. Smoked L's with him. Cool dude. Met him out in Cali. Good brother, man.
Yeah.
Good brother. That's all, From what I seen, he was a good brother,
It's unfortunate. He died while in police custody. That is a detail that I'm not hearing much about. I'm seeing more, outpouring of the music community, R.I.P. Bad Azz. But what's not being mentioned really about is him dying in police custody. And, there's some rumor mill stuff happening. I'm not going to repeat it because I can't confirm or deny it. But we have lost another black man in police custody. And
apparently
there.
there's been like a GoFundMe set up, for his funeral expenses and things like that. Because like we mentioned on this show previously, a lot of rappers don't have insurance or any type of, safety net a lot of times when it comes to these things, So, they pass away under unfortunate circumstances, and then it's to the point where,
Yeah, we really got to get our rap reunion going.
Yeah. Well, rest in peace, Jamar Antonio Stamps, better known as Bad Azz, Dog Pound Gangster.
Word.
Moving on,
we have what else did we say we was talking about? Oh, your boy, Kodak Black, got 4 years in the feds. At one point he was getting arrested like every other week, so I honestly don't know what this conviction is for, but something caught up to him, or maybe all of it, and he just got sentenced to 4 years. So, all I can say to you, you young whippersnapper rappers out there comes a point where you have to separate the real life from the art. Like oftentimes we're seeing too many of these rappers try to live this facade out through social media. Oftentimes that's how the lot of you are getting jammed up, because you're putting all of this out on social media. You're putting on a show for your followers, and what you don't seem to realize is that the cops are also seeing this too. So oftentimes, more so than not, you're jamming yourselves up, you're putting yourselves in these situations, you're getting these humongous record deals, you're making all this money just to have to turn around and spend it all on lawyers and jail and stuff. And newsflash, if you're not really an artist in this for the long haul, that money is going to come and go. So it would behoove you to, move a little smarter, because it doesn't last forever. A lot of you are just a moment, a lot of you are just waves. And for those of you who ain't even long enough to reach a wave, a lot of even more of you are just a moment. So keeping that in mind, you just want to move smarter so you don't miss your window to fully capitalize off this thing. We saw, we watched Bobby Shmurda make one hit, and then he just had to go to jail for years. And maybe he'll be able to come home older, smarter man and be able to recapture that again. But you don't want to be at your peak and then gotta go sit down. So just move smarter.
I feel like this is the era where this is probably the biggest era of rappers going to jail.
Word is
like
born.
It seems like it's always happening now.
Because
so
they're putting it all on social media.
Right, but that made me think about when did this really first start happening in hip hop? Who's the earliest rapper that you can remember going to jail?
Slick Rick.
Slick Rick.
See, I was gonna say Slick Rick, but it's actually Cool seeing them niggas.
Cool
Damn,
C.
big
Oh
facts,
yeah. Oh yeah.
They was probably the first ones.
Yeah.
But
to really
the first
have to do
one,
it big.
the first one to go to jail and then come out after going to jail and be big was Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Slick Rick was big, did what he did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Went to jail, came out, and
got it popping.
Can I speak to that real quick, Jay?
But you really have to be a talent to do that. You can't just be a wave or a moment, because that wave in that moment is going to pass. And in this era, you don't have that long to ride the wave.
We also got to be aware that there's a whole new vice apparatus of police dedicated not only to gang culture, but specifically to hip hop.
Right.
Around 2000s when we started hearing the term hip hop cop.
Right. Hip hop police.
Yeah. And they found out that there were policemen driving around with the license plates of rappers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, even from a promoter point of view, sometimes we do parties here at the Black Lady Theater, and once the flyer hits social media, the police come to our door like, oh, guess what? You're not doing that party. Like, what? Yeah, because so-and-so is in that party. We're like, damn, they watching.
Yeah, they were tasked to pulling over, foreign, fancy, expensive cars. And I just feel like now, being that this era is so, the music, just the talent range is so microwavable that these artists, they almost have to use social media and use these antics to become successful. Like, these are the things that are defining their careers more so than their actual talent. But it's these very same things that are landing them in these situations, situations that's really putting them away for a long ass time.
This is what you call painting yourself into a corner.
Yeah.
You see, it's like you doing all these antics and this is, but now it's like, oh, fuck, I can't get out of this fucking shit without getting a bunch of paint on my feet. You know what I mean?
Right.
And paint on your feet could mean jail, fucking getting shot, robbed. Who knows what it means? You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing good though. But that's what these motherfuckers, and it's like they don't care. Like, they know the outcome, but they know the outcome. People are so desperate for fame and fortune and to be able to floss and just, they'll do whatever they can for that 15 minutes of fame, and there is no shame in these motherfuckers' game, and that's where we at right now.
Right.
And just
it's really, and what's crazy, it's not just music, it's everything. I feel like we are in a time where people can just wake up and say, hey, somebody can go to the mall every day. I'm like, you know what? I'm a stylist. You could just declare, you could just put these titles on yourself. Nobody's going to Fashion Institute anymore to really learn how to design. It's you watch so many of these reality shows. Oh, I do this for a living. I do that for a living. What? You trash? What? You can't cook? What? You use Velveeta, bitch? It's like you got a cooking show. You got a box of Velveeta on the counter. What the fuck? But it's people are, we're just in this era where like you don't have to study, you don't have to be a master of your craft anymore. You really can just wake up, do some clown shit on social media, and just be that guy. And a lot of them are not prepared for the success and the fame and even the money and the financial responsibility that comes with, comes with these positions. And a lot of them are they fucking it up.
When clown shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break and we'll be back. Yanadameen Godcast.
Yeah.